Hello, everyone. I just wanted to come on and encourage you a little bit. Hopefully this will be an encouragement to you, but I've seen so many people who are discouraged about this election. And I know it can be discouraging to a lot of people. I get it. I understand that. I'm not belittling that at all. But I wanted to encourage you that God is still in control. And there are a lot of people, regardless, I know there'll be some people that I have my own personal political persuasion and hopes for this election. And there might be some that have the opposite. But regardless, if we're Christians, then we should be praying for God's will in everything that we do. And especially when it comes to a decision like this for our country. And so for some of you, what you thought God's will was, it might seem like it's not happening. But can I remind you that God can turn things around at the last minute? The scripture is full of examples how God turned things around in moments where his glory could be revealed the most. And we see that from everything from Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to Daniel in the lion's den. We saw that in the life of Joseph. We see that constantly throughout scripture where God saved Paul and Silas and even those in the New Testament that God brought out. It seemed like at the last second where it seemed like there was no hope for them, but God brought them out. Now, I'm not prophesying anything here, and I'm not telling you what you believe might happen will happen, and I'm not telling you that all this stuff will turn around for the way you think it should be. But what I'm telling you is don't count God out. There's a lot of counting going on right now, but don't count God out. God can do the miraculous and he can turn things around. Now, if he doesn't, if things turn out the way that it looks like it's going to turn out, we have to pray for God's will. But I will tell you, regardless of how you feel about this election, regardless how you feel like it should go, what we should be doing right now is we should be praying that God's will happens, but we should also be praying that if there is any corruption, that God will reveal it. Now, it doesn't matter who you want to be president right now. If we're Christians and we really want the will of God and we really want what's right for our country, then we should be praying if there's any corruption that it will be revealed. And I'm praying that prayer. I'm praying that God will reveal those things if they are corrupt. I don't know if they are or not. Only God knows. And God will reveal it in time. Now, it may just be that maybe it's God's will for certain people to be president. Maybe it's God's will for one person to be president to take us to where we feel like we should be in our religious freedoms. But maybe that it might be God's will for God to judge this country. But I think as Christians, we should be praying that God's will would happen, number one, and that we should also pray that if there's any corruption that's out there, then it shall be revealed. But let me encourage you today. There's a lot of people that I've talked to in the last few days that are discouraged about what they're seeing in our country, discouraged about all the drama that's going around this election. But let me encourage you today, regardless of who's president, I know the King, and I know the King of Kings, and he's going to rule forever and ever. God bless you. Be encouraged today. Keep your head up. Regardless of what happens, we know the King. We know the King.